If you've been researching where to live in the Denver metro, you've probably come across Brighton. And then maybe you moved on pretty quickly because there's not a ton of information out there about it. Today, I'm fixing that because I'm actually in Brighton multiple times a week. My yoga studio is there and our brokerage office is there. So this isn't a Google Maps tour. This is me telling you what I actually see and know about this town. So let's get to it. Whether you're relocating to Colorado from out of state or you're already in the Denver area and trying to figure out where to plant roots, Brighton deserves a real look. It's one of those places that flies under the radar, and I think that's honestly part of the charm. But I also want to be honest about the trade-offs because this town isn't for everybody. Before we get into the pros and cons, here are a few things about Brighton that might surprise you. Brighton is actually the county seat of Adams County, so it's not just a suburb. It has its own identity and government presence. The population right now is just shy of 50,000 people, and it's been growing at about just shy of 3% each year. The population has increased significantly from the 40,000 residents recorded during the 2020 census. It sits about 20 miles northeast of downtown Denver, and here's the detail that catches a lot of people off guard. It's only about 20 minutes from DIA. So if you travel for work, this is genuinely a big deal. The town was originally founded as a railroad depot and farming community back in the 1880s. It was actually called Hughes Junction before it was renamed to Brighton. That agricultural history is still really alive here, which I'll get into in a minute. And the median household income here is between $107,000 and $121,000. So this is solidly a working and middle class family community. All right, let's start with what Brighton has going for it, and there is quite a bit. Pro 1, the price point. This is probably the biggest one for buyers right now. Median home prices in Brighton are hovering around the $520,000 range depending on the neighborhood, which in the Denver metro is genuinely on the affordable end. You can still get a real house here with space, a yard, a garage, without completely blowing your budget. For first-time buyers or people coming from an expensive market like California, this is often the moment that the math finally starts to make sense. Pro 2, location without the congestion. Like we said, Brighton is on the northeastern edge of the metro, which means you don't always have to fight the I-25 traffic every day. You're close to the E-470 toll road, so you can get to DIA in about 20 minutes, and you can be to downtown Denver in about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic. It's far enough that it feels like you have some breathing room, but not so far that you're isolated. Pro 3, it's actually a real town. This is something I think gets underappreciated about Brighton. It has legitimate, walkable, historical downtown on Main Street, local restaurants, small shops, and a real community feel. You've got spots like Wolf and Honey, Big Choice Brewing, Billy's Cafe, and several more. These aren't chains. They're the kind of main street that a lot of suburbs are desperately trying to manufacture, and Brighton already has naturally. Pro 4, outdoor access that actually is unique. Brighton has Bar Lake State Park, which is genuinely one of the hidden gems in the entire metro area. It's nearly a 2,000-acre lake with 12 miles of trails, bald eagle sightings, over 300 species of birds. It's a birdwatcher's paradise and a great place to hike, fish, and just decompress. Then there's Berry Patch Farms, which is a 40-acre certified organic pick-your-own farm, strawberries, raspberries, cucumbers, flowers. It's the kind of place that makes you feel like you actually live somewhere and not just a subdivision. And these are not things that you're gonna find in Thornton or Westminster. Pro 5, family-friendly infrastructure. The Brighton Rec Center has an Olympic-sized pool, a gym, basketball court, and volleyball courts. Oh, and an indoor walking track. It's a serious facility. The community runs events year-round, so there's Summerfest, a Festival of Lights parade, a turkey trot, you name it. There's a Front Range Community College satellite campus here too. Pro 6, diversity and community. Brighton has a really diverse population. It doesn't have all that homogeneous suburban feel that some other parts of the metro have. Now, let's be honest, because there are real trade-offs here and I'm not gonna just gloss over them. So, con 1, it's growing fast. And that's a mixed bag. The same growth that makes Brighton an opportunity also means more traffic, more construction, more congestions on roads that maybe weren't designed to always have that many people. If you want a quiet, established neighborhood where nothing changes, Brighton isn't that anymore. It's actively building and evolving, which is great for property values, but can be a lot to navigate day to day. Con 2, limited nightlife and entertainment options. If you're someone who wants walkable restaurants, a bar scene, live music venues, and that kind of thing, Brighton's downtown is charming, but it's small. So you'll be making a lot of trips into Denver for that. It's getting better, but it's not there yet. Con 3, the commute east on I-76 can be rough. Depending on where you work, rush hour on I-76 heading towards Denver can stack up. It's not the worst in the metro, but I want to be upfront about it. If your job is on the south side of Denver or in the Denver tech area, you're looking at a real commute. Con 4, it's not Boulder. I say this with affection. Brighton is practical and grounded, not trendy. If you want craft cocktail bars on every corner, boutique fitness studios, a foodie restaurant scene, you're gonna feel the absence of that here. That's not necessarily a con for everyone, but I'd rather tell you now than have you feel surprised later. Con 5, school district research matters. Brighton is served by the 27J School District, which serves a wide area, including parts of Commerce City and Thornton. Like any district, there's a variability between schools. I'd encourage you to look at the specific schools in whatever neighborhood you're considering, rather than making a blanket judgment about the district. Do your research, just don't assume. So what does the market actually look like in Brighton right now? Median home prices are sitting around $520,000, and importantly, buyers have more leverage than they had in a few years. Homes are taking longer to sell across the Denver metro, inventory is up, and the days of waiving inspections and offering $50K over asking are mostly behind us. That's genuinely good news if you're buying. You can find single-family homes here in that $450 to $550 range, but would cost you closer to like $650 or more in Broomfield or Louisville. New construction is also very active in Brighton, which means you have options if you want something brand new without going further out like Greeley or Fort Lupton. So, is Brighton right for you? If you want space, value, and a real sense of community, outdoor access that actually feels like Colorado, and you don't need to be in the middle of everything, Brighton is absolutely worth a serious look. Don't need to be close to the action, want a more established urban feel, or your commute routes don't work from the Northeast Metro, then it may not be your fit, and that's totally okay too. That's why we talk through all of this before you make a decision. If you have questions about Brighton or any of the surrounding communities, drop them in the comments or reach out directly. We're always happy to talk through it. If you found value in this video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because we're covering every corner of the Northern Metro this year. You don't want to miss it. I'm Kristen Rogney. Thanks again for watching. And remember, with Rogney Homes, we help your dreams find their address.